Okay, in this video we're going to talk about Debian code names, because sometimes there's some confusion. What's stable? What's testing? Where does Bookworm fit in? What is Trixie? Why is that different than testing or stable? Well, it's two different types of code names. The first one that you need to understand is the branches, or the suites is what it's called in the files. And basically there's only three: stable, testing, and unstable, as you see right here. If we read this paragraph right here, the current stable distribution is Debian version 12. When Trixie is released, Trixie will take the place of stable. Bookworm, which is 12, will get moved to old stable. Bullseye, which is currently the old stable, will get moved to what's known as old stable. So if you ever want to know what the next version is going to be called, there's two of them right here. Trixie's 13, 14 will be Forky, 15 will be Duke. And this can be found at debian.org/releases. This isn't top secret information or anything. But if you look here at the release date through the end of life of ELTS, you can see that you can actually get a full decade of support out of these distributions, which is why sometimes people say that Debian is old. And that's because once it is released, it does not change except for security fixes. But, so you have testing, which is currently Trixie. Trixie will be released on August 9th. Trixie moves to stable. Bookworm moves to old stable. Bullseye moves to old stable. And then after Trixie is released, Debian 14 or Forky will become the new testing. It's not really any more difficult than that. What can also cause some other confusion, I'll go ahead and close this, is denoting these in your source files. Now, you have two ways of doing this. This is stock. This comes straight from Debian 13. It's what we've been using the entire time. And notice that the suite says Trixie. Okay, if you want to stay on testing, no matter what version that is, you can just change that to testing. So if my cursor was in the right spot, you can just change this to testing. You can change this to stable. And that way your repositories will follow whatever branch you put on there. Or you can use the actual code name, Bookworm, Trixie, Forky, whatever you want to do. What would be important, I'm just going to close this without saving it. What is important is if you do that change in Debian, let's say you decide to just do stable. First of all, if you're already on Trixie, you need to wait until Trixie is released and becomes stable before you change that. But if you have any other repositories that provide you with a multiple number of files, like DMO, you want to go ahead and change that suite here too. So if you change it to testing, or if you change it to stable, you need to come in here and change it as well. That way these suites stay synchronized with each other. If you have stable in one of them, but you have Trixie in the other, eventually it's going to cause problems. And those problems are going to be with desynchronizations, it's going to be with package conflicts, dependency issues. That it just change it in both places. Now, if you get if you have a repo in here and it's only supplying like just one application, like say VS Code or Google Chrome or whatever, it's traditionally or generally it's fine just to leave it the way it is. If you start running into issues with that application, though, you want to get with that particular vendor and see if you need to change the suite name. But it's more important to do that in your core repositories and any third-party repositories that offers you multiple files, especially if there's libraries involved. Then you want to make sure that those suites are lined up. Anyway, if you have any questions, go ahead and leave them in the comments below. I'll see if I can straighten it out. Hopefully that does clear up the confusion a little bit. Just remember that stable is whatever the current stable release is. So currently it's pointing at Bookworm. August 9th would be pointing at Trixie. testing will move up to the next level, so it'll move from 13 to 14, which would be from Trixie to Forky, and that kind of thing. Also remember, SID is not an operating system. It will never be released. SID is nothing more than an unstable repository that you use on top of testing. If we wanted to do SID, we would change this to SID, and then we'd have to do what's known as a full upgrade. I'm going to close that without saving it. And I covered that in a different video. If you have any questions or interest in that, let me know, and I can always pin that video in the description or in a comment. But other than that, like I said, if you like these videos and want to see more, make sure you click like and subscribe.